The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
Rabbi Friedman said there was a wealthy individual, a very wealthy person who used to give out tzedakah, used to give out a lot of charity. And the way it was set up in his house is that when you come into his house, his office was somewhere in the back, and it was hard to figure out exactly how to get to his office. So he had these signs throughout the hallway that said Baal Habayis, said the owner of the house, the master of the house. In Hebrew it's Baal Habayis. The Baal Habos is this way, this way, this way, this way, all the arrows pointing to get you to his office. One day, listen to this, one day a collector comes in, follows the signs to his office, and starts yelling at the guy. Who do you think you are, putting up signs that says you're the Baal Habos? You're the owner of this house. You own this house. You're the Baal Habos. You're nobody. Hashem is the Baal Habos. Hashem is the master of the world. Hashem owns this house. A chutzpah, the audacity to put up signs like that. Whew, can you imagine that? This guy that you're giving tzedakah to starts lacing into you. You see, but if you live with emunah, guess what happens when you live with faith, my friends? When you're a good Jew who really believes, then even that guy yelling at you, he's also from Hashem. And the guy didn't get angry back. He heard, he listened. And he said, I hear the message that Hashem is sending me. He took down the signs. And he put up new signs. And you know what they said? The secretary. They pointed to his office and they said, called him the secretary instead. Psh, unbelievable, right? Okay. A couple days later, this guy, somewhere in his large house, a pipe bursts, and he could see on the cameras that it's starting to flood the area. And he's calling to this lady that he has hired working for him, a non-Jewish lady who works in the house, upkeep, and he's calling to her to go get that water, turn it off. He knows she's supposed to be over there in that part of the house, and he can't get through. She's not picking up the phone. And meanwhile, he's watching. The pipe is flooding. And he sees the damage, his expensive carpet and items that he has in that room. And where's the lady? And then he looks on the camera and he sees she's snoozing. She's sleeping on the job. Costs him a lot of money in damages because she's sleeping on the job. So, after they dealt with the water, he tells this lady, I apologize, but that is not the standard of work I'm looking for. And apologize, I'm letting you go. Okay. She goes home. And her husband is furious. How dare that Jewish rich guy decide to fire you? No way. No. He's going to get revenge. And the guy takes a knife and slips it into his sleeve and marches over to this wealthy person's house, and he decides he's going to take care of this wealthy person, going to teach him a lesson. And he comes into the house. He's looking for the owner of the house. So he looks up and he sees a sign. What does the sign say? It says, this way to the secretary. This way to the secretary. So, okay. Marches over to the secretary, comes in, bursts into the office of the owner of the house, who he thinks is the secretary, and he says to him, where is the owner of the house? Where is the Baal Habos? So what does he answer? There's only one answer. Up. Referring to Hashem. Hashem is the Baal Habos. I'm just the secretary. This non-Jewish guy thinks he's saying he's upstairs. So he leaves the office and he finds the stairs. He starts going upstairs. Meanwhile, the owner realizes something's up. He watches the camera and he sees that the guy has a knife. He immediately calls the police. And the police come and they catch the guy upstairs and they arrest him. And the owner of the house said, Gewalt! If the signs would have said that this is the office of the owner of the house, I'd probably be dead. But in the merit of me recognizing that I'm the secretary and only Hashem is the boss, only Hashem is the owner, in that merit, I literally was miraculously saved. In the merit of me putting up signs that say I'm the secretary, my life was spared.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org